When we were just kids, you once said to me, we are shinobi after all. We never know when we might die. And you also told me that for neither side to die, both of them would have to reveal what's inside of themselves, hiding nothing at all, and to drink together as if they were brothers. But the both of us are about to die. So right now, we have a chance to drink together as old war buddies.
As war buddies? Huh?
Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I always mean that when I say it, by the way. It's not just an intro, like I genuinely mean it because like out here wow. Like people are just really living in like daily trench warfare without even getting any kind of dirt on them. But it's just it is just fucked. You know, for all the resources we have available to us more than previous generations, people are just fucking destroyed, man. Because I realize this illusion of choice that we're given, you know, the more choices you have, you will not be happier. You won't. You literally will not be happy. In fact, if you didn't have much growing up, and then you get a lot of money when you get older and you have like all these opportunities you didn't have, you'll still want to do the same things that brought you joy when you didn't have much. Even though once you get to the point where you can do all of it, you know, fuck all the women you want, do all the drugs, you know, buy all the new shit you want, go wherever you want. At the end of it, you'll just be like, yeah, you know, like when you literally didn't even have the money to do any of the shit you thought you wanted to do, you'd find yourself, I don't know, it could be even fucking making a tuna sandwich or something. I don't know. It could be like going to Walmart or just the local supermarket and just buying like the same cheap ass shit you had to buy, but like now you're just doing it because you realized how happy it made you. And let me tell you, like, the older we get, like, yo, if it's this bad in our fucking 20s, I'm just speaking for people within like my age, because I'm like 30 is like right around the corner. I'm about to hit the wall, right? If it's that bad right now, oh man, 30s are gonna be fucked up. 30s are just going to be like straight, like just, oh man, it's gonna be full contact. People are really just living miserably out here. And we're just chasing shit that's just, it's just to give us that dopamine hit, like just this next dopamine hit over and over and over again. And the thing is, you get desensitized. You just need more and more of it. But at the same time, you don't have the energy, the emotional energy to continue it. But you want to. But do you know why you want to? No. You know, figuring that out and sorting that out takes, to you, it would take a lot more energy. And probably it would, but it would be well spent. And honestly, like a lot of guys out here, a lot of men are just, oh man. The coping mechanisms isn't even the word for it. Like for real, it's not. And I'm so sick of this bullshit ass fucking SJW a line of reasoning that men are like void of emotion and they need to be more emotionally available, because it's it's a vacuous sentiment. It is. This society is so hell-bent on everybody oversharing as much as possible all the fucking time. And it's not made us any better. We're not better, any better off. In fact, we're much worse, because now people can rationalize the stupid bullshit they do and blame it on oppression and continue to do it. And if other people don't co-sign it, then they're bigots. They're fucking misogynist or whatever fucking shaming tactic they have in their pocket. Like a lot of guys out here are just really hanging on by a thread. And the fact is, Like, women say they want guys to be more emotionally vulnerable, but they don't. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody. If all the men in the world right now became emotionally vulnerable and then just spilled their fucking guts about their lives and their experiences, they'd never be asked to do it again. In fact, they'd probably be actively dissuaded from doing it again. It is shocking the amount of things that guys just carry on their shoulders and just keep it going. And it's not a good way to live, of course. And it's crazy because the modern society, the modern conveniences are built off of those exact type of men, the men who don't have the time to sit around in some fucking some decked out home office, like some decked out 17th century home office, and just look at the apple trees and ruminate about, like, I don't know, the stars. Do the stars really care about us? Or just some, I don't know, whatever bullshit you can come up with, really. Right? Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and he was explaining how he, when he was having sex with a girl, he said, like, I don't know, she was trying to get him to do butt stuff, right? And he said he didn't want to do butt stuff. But, like, towards the end of one of their sessions, she still, like, I really don't even want to describe it, honestly. Like, she literally did the non-consensual butt stuff to him, and the guy just laughed it off. And I had to be the one to tell him, my guy, that is sexual assault. And we're just like, I don't even, like, I was just laughing to I don't even know. You know that laugh you do when you have nothing else to do? You have no other reaction that's, like, plausible. You know that kind of laugh? Yeah. And the thing is, like, if guys just sat around, like, literally, if we just sat around, like, even 5 guys, and just said, like, oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, like, 3 of my friends committed suicide last year, or my girlfriend did this to herself, she did this to her, or she broke up with me because she was too comfortable, or, just, like, the kind of things you would hear, you would literally never want to hear a man speak his and the thing is, they don't try and force men to do that to help. They do it to weaponize emotions. They do it to weaponize your own fucking trauma against you. Like, I've gone through telling, like, I'd tell a girl something benign, really benign about me, and she'll still find a way to fucking weaponize it. And I'm like, well, thank fuck I didn't confide in you, because you did this with something I really don't care about? Oh, man. That's insane. And it's so crazy because, we'll say, and this is why I find this SJW narrative so fucking just insufferable. Because especially on TikTok, like, they'll come up with these, like, just, they've really scraped their fucking rectums, pulling out this, like, these, like, long ass paragraphs about why men are trash and why women are angels, or, like, it's just like an intellectualized way of doing that, like, oh man, I remember this one, I can't remember it fully, but it was just some long bullshit ass paragraph about how men preserve their emotional relationships for other men and only see women in terms of sex. And it was couched in this, like, intellectual language, but you can just tell, like, if it trends on TikTok, it's not a brilliant opinion. It really isn't, And the thing is, it's not even fucking true. It's not. Like, you date psychopaths and sociopaths your entire life, or you idealize them, and instead of you processing why you're into this kind of guy, it's every guy, right? It can't be you. It can't be you. It couldn't possibly be you, It's every fucking guy. society itself idealizes psychopaths and sociopaths, and most guys aren't built like that, right? We can turn off that trauma response. We can deal with trauma. I don't know. I can't really say better, but at the same time, oh man, like the things you will hear guys say, and still just and they're just still dealing with it, and it's not that we can deal with trauma better. In fact, we're better at not dealing with our trauma, if that makes sense. We don't have that kind of environment, right? You really only have like less than a handful of like truly close friends that you can confide in. You're not gonna get on like social media and be like, okay, yeah, you could get on and say, you know, men going through this and that, no one cares. But you can do that, but at the same time, there's just people waiting there to be like, yeah, that's your fault because men made patriarchy. And like, you're just sitting there like, well, I retroactively went and created the fucking church and the government and the military and like, you know, what are we even talking about at this point? What are we talking about at this point? This is what happens when you get people to buy into their fucking this fictionalized version of their own oppression, right? Because now they can invoke fucking centuries ago how they were the ones beaten and fucking brutalized, and it's just not the case, right? Even though right now there are actual fucking slaves living that life, right? But no, they're the ones who have to fucking invoke how, like, oh yeah, in fucking 1497, like, shut up. You're trivializing those people who suffered, and you're trivializing the people who suffer today. In a means of this disgusting self-righteousness. It isn't even self-righteousness. You're just as fucking toxic and pathological as the people you're trying to criticize. But, you know, your double standards are good and my double standards are bad. That's what it is. So, you know, guys just really have to look out for one another. You do. You know, if you have like genuine, I'm talking about, you know, I have to be very precise in my language because I know a lot of people aren't shit. They're not worth that kind of time and emotion from you. But the ones that are, put that time and emotion in because they'll reciprocate it to you, and it won't be difficult. That's the thing. It won't be difficult when you find the kind of people you want to interact with. It will flow. It will. Right? You meeting this level of resistance is because you still have this like ideal situation in your mind that you interacting with these other people is going to go the way you think it is, but it's not, because you've already lied to yourself first, and they're lying to you about who they are. Then that means you're lying to them. So you just lie after lie after lie. But if you meet people who like genuinely just accept you, and trust me, like the thing is, things are getting so fucked up. People are just like, they have no choice but to interact with other human beings in a genuine way now. And it doesn't have to be many people, right? The only thing the Bible ever really made me question, the only verse, it sticks to me because, you know, when Cain killed his brother, and then somehow, you know, God like went up to him and he's like, the all powerful, and he's omnipresent, so he's everywhere all at the same time. Then he goes up to Cain, he's like, well, where's your younger brother? Like, the Bible is fucking comedy sometimes. And he literally says, am I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper? You can honestly trace so much human dysfunction down to that one Bible verse. That's why sometimes I say the Bible can be useful. It does have some nuggets of truth in between all the rancid shit. It does have some things that'll make you be like, you know, are you your brother's keeper? And if you have to like make some long ass rationalization as to not, just say no. I don't need to hear the rationalization after that. Just say no and keep it moving. But if you consider yourself one, you know, maybe sometimes you might think, you know, who is my keeper? You know, are the people around you also their brother's keeper? Are the guys around you also their brother's keeper? Because let me tell you, the older I get, like the dynamics of male like friend relationships, whatever, just say male relationships. Those kinds of dynamics, they tend towards one very particular, like one very niche type of dynamic, and it's just like, you know, let's just be who and what we are and just power through it, right? You know, respect each other in one way or another. You know, there's a way you can joke with people, and then like there's some firm boundaries you really don't cross. The older I get, I see that, you know, guys will quickly I don't want to say exile, but they'll stop dealing with a guy who really doesn't abide by that type of social contract. And I've seen it so many times over the years, so many times. Like, you meet guys who are like joined at the hip for years, and then like the next time you meet one of them, then you ask them, yeah, where's the other guy? And they're like, you know, who knows, who cares, blah, blah, blah. And then you start realizing why. Like, usually the guys who end up isolated, there's certain times guys end up isolated that they truly deserved it. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. Because the type of guy I'm talking about just fucks over everyone. And at any given time, they can just fuck you over. Anytime, doesn't matter when or where. And eventually, guys will start distancing themselves from him one by one by one. Or even like all at once, they'll be like, yo, fuck off, you know? Like, just just leave. So it's those situations that I view, and the thing is, it's never really even in a violent sense, you know. This is this narrative of like violent men, or like all men being violent, it's one reason this SJW bullshit is going to cannibalize it. It has several times over, but you know, new heads keep popping up, more get bitten off, right? Men, once they're done, it's not going to be violent, it's not going to be like aggressive or whatever. They'll just be like, nah. Like, walking away takes the least amount of energy, cutting someone off takes the least amount of energy, and you just do that. And it's a shame that there's a lot of guys who will do that and you know, pretend to be victimized and isolated when really you literally did it to yourself, you know? Oh man, I can't even count the amount of times I've seen it happen over the years. And you just go talk to the guy even without knowing him, and you'll realize why he's like isolated, right? They'll even realize that the problem is them. But to them, that shouldn't be a problem to other people. That kind of guy is not your brother. You should not keep such a person around you. That is not your brother. Your brother doesn't have to be a blood brother either. Even in me saying this, I know there's no like universal or like this widespread sense of this brotherhood, right? And I hate when ideologies become so commonplace, because again, people just they insert their own twists and take on it, and it can literally become the opposite of what it was supposed to be. You know, interpersonally, the interpersonal relationships you have, you know, call them whatever the fuck you want. That's your right to do so. But you know, learn to when you're able to become your brother's keeper is when you're able to show yourself that level of concern first, right? I'm not telling you to go out here and be like, oh yeah, you know, these are my brothers, blah blah. They'll show you that. They will show you that, right? You don't walk into a classroom and ask who's the teacher. You know who the teacher is. You know, if you walk into you walk into a group of friends, you have to ask like, who's my brother here? No, you know, like literally the connections will be there, right? The experiences, the bad experiences you've pushed together with, you know, oh man. It's gonna be a cold summer, real cold summer, cold winter, whatever. I don't care. It's gonna be. The cold season is coming through because a lot of men are just literally just fed up. Like, you know, what's more scarier than like this violent, aggressive man is the man who doesn't care. And a lot of people in society they're going to start getting scared about that more than anything. The man who just walks away is the scariest man to these people. That is the man who, like, they understand that you getting aggressive and violent with people, that's not your power. You retaliating, yes, is your power. You being assertive is your power. You getting violent, aggressive, they have won whatever it is you think you've won. Whatever it is you think they've won, right? But you distancing yourself, preserving your energy, and just walking away, just powering through it, really, right? I'm not saying don't get therapy. I'm not saying, do what therapy itself only works if you want to work with it. A psychologist isn't your best friend now just because they're telling you like, okay, yeah, this and this and this is why you're this fucked up, right? They're there to give you the tools. They're there to give you the tools on how to fix yourself, right? You wouldn't go to a doctor to get your car fixed because they don't know what the fuck a car does, right? Or they know what it does, but like they're not a mechanic. The same thing. The doctor, the psychologist is not going to live your life for you. You have to decide that for yourself. But outside of that, and a lot of guys, obviously, oh man, literally a lot of guys pride themselves on never having been to a psychologist. And I'm like, yo, this guy is carrying so much bullshit right now. For them to have to say that, they're just carrying insurmountable amounts of bullshit. But it is what it is. What can I say? Really, what else can I say? Just learn to be your brother's keeper.